Hopefully you can hear me, you guys. Hopefully you can hear me, you guys. Okay. I think hopefully you can hear me, you guys. Yeah, for some reason, when it takes me out, I have to reboot it. Okay, great. Okay, so what I was laughing about, what I was laughing about is Tiffany. Tiffany is a 40-year-old rapper, right? So she's standing outside of the election place on Sibley somewhere. They said on Sibley somewhere. And she's rapping her way back into the office. You're 40 years old. Come on now. You're literally 40, and you're trying to act like you're young. And I'm assuming this is what she's trying to do to get attentions from the youth. But
in April. Reporting in Dolton.
this is what they're saying on the news, and hopefully you guys can hear this. This is on CBS News.
Illinois, and while the city of Chicago does not have any races this cycle, dozens of suburbs do. One of the most closely watched races is happening in Dolton, as embattled Mayor Tiffany Henyard is seeking re-election. Our Darius Johnson is outside a polling place where he spoke with Mayor Henyard.
Voters have been coming to cast their ballot for hours now, whether that's for current Mayor Tiffany Henyard or Jason House, a trustee who she once endorsed on her slate years ago. We ran into Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard this morning outside the Lester Long Field House as voters cast their ballots. She's performing her new song, which she says is a way to reach out to the youth.
I just recently just saw a video of her rapping. Like, that's just not a good look. Like, you're in politics. Like, you are supposed to be leading the people.
Regardless of what voters have to say, Henyard is confident.
I can't wait till the results come in this evening. I'm going to come in by a landslide, and when I do, the people will speak.
Henyard was re-elected in 2021 after serving as a trustee for 8 years. For the last 2 years, she has been under scrutiny for her leadership. Village trustees brought in former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot to investigate. Lightfoot found Henyard mismanaged finances through lavish spending while regularly avoiding questions about it. Henyard calls it political theater and says she provided receipts.
I'm going to unite my community when I get rid of this board. And that's going to unite my community. They said clean house. They damn right. We're going to clean house today. Starting with the board of trustees. That's every last one of them, including the clerk.
Henyard once included Dolton trustee Jason House on her slate. Now she's...
That's a nice picture of them. You know, Henyard trying to deny that, you know, she's trying to deny that she does have a fighting chance, but they're being, you know, Jason House, Kiana Belcher, Allison Keys, um, what's this? Steve, and what's the old girl's name? You know, you can't deny that they're going to uh, basically win by a landslide. They're going to win by a landslide. Tiffany's in denial, I think, right now. So, you know, so she was outside singing and dancing, thinking that that's going to make, I guess, young people show up to vote, but I don't think that's going to be the case. And like, you know, before my video cut off last time, just a few moments ago. Matter of fact, make sure you guys click the like button, click the subscribe button. Make sure you leave a comment. Um, Tiffany, you know, she's heavily campaigning. She's been posting on her Facebook channel. She actually had another video that she dropped talking about the clerk and the trustees are actually, they went up on your taxes and they're stealing your money. And we all know, if we've been following Tiffany for some years now, we all know Tiffany, she talks about transparency and she has no transparency. Matter of fact, she locked the trustees out of the system. Can I remind you, Village of Dolton, if you thinking about voting for the Tiffany Henyard, You need to be reminded that Tiffany Henyard purposefully or purposely lock the trustees out of this management system that handles all the line items that they supposed to review and approve. All the spending, she locked them out. She was signing $500,000 checks, okay, with just her signature. This is her the responsibility of, or the type of responsibility this person has. Tiffany has no financial management skills. This is the same woman who went to the dealership and got a $2,400 car note. The same woman. Okay, she signed it in that I guess that fake ass accountant signed it too. And she mysteriously disappears. Now she's working somewhere else in Chicago. Y'all know her name, but this is the same woman that did these things to not to the trustees, but she did it to the taxpayers. So if you pay your taxes in the village of Dolton, you got to remember that. So I just want you guys to remember, Tiffany needs an orange jumpsuit. She doesn't need to be in office anymore. Hey, Stephen. Kennard says the first time I heard Tiff verse, she said, from Vegas is Chicago. I roll around in Tahoes, and I was like, boo. Looking good, Mrs. Byrne. No disrespect to hubby. Thank you, Captain. Miss Bobby, hey, lady. Tiff knows she's done. Can see it in her eyes. Tiff is nervous. She's probably shaking in her boots right now. So I mean I can't imagine her winning this primary. I can't imagine. I hear that Jason House is up tremendously. Okay, they had a high voter turnout, and he's up in the polls tremendously. Um, I'm pretty sure they're probably going to start posting the numbers a little later on this evening. But Tiffany, she thinks she's going to win. I don't know why. She's delusional. Exactly, JT. Delusional. Celeste says, I saw this morning if she loses, she's going to run for the school board. Great. Somebody that don't have no education going to be in the school board. I bet her car thief boyfriend wrote the weak ass. How about these receipts exactly that she was throwing around? She was throwing around empty pages. Remember when she did the new Jack City reenactment? Shaking my head, very unserious. He is going to be the unemployable today. Would you hire a liar and a thief? Exactly. Would you hire a liar and a thief? You definitely not going to vote her in, but would you hire her? They're saying the race is heating up. I don't know. I don't know about heat up. I think that's they're just saying that just to say that. This is off of NBC Chicago. They're saying that the race is heating up. On the eve of the primary election in Village of Dolton, Mayor Tiffany Henyard was nowhere to be found. The controversial politician who is under federal investigation was no show at Monday night's board meeting in Thornton Township, where she serves as supervisor. So she didn't show up for her. I want to make sure you guys put it in chat. I want to make sure you can still hear me. Okay, you can. So I'm really not surprised that she is she's a no show. She's probably crapping in her pants. Okay. But she claims that she'll be victorious, and no, we know Jason House is gonna win. Okay, we all know that. So let's stop playing around. We know Jason House is gonna win. Jason House is gonna win, and he's gonna unseat. He and what they're saying is clean house. They promise transparency and the end of the both wasteful spending and negative national attention. That's good. It says as of last count on Sunday, there's been 1,448 votes have been cast. You guys got to get out. Today is the last day. Sunday, only 1,400 votes has been cast, and it's a city of 20,000 or 22,000 people. Probably half of those people are probably registered to vote. Maybe slightly less, but I think you guys, if I was in Dolton and I'm just come on, let's get out and vote, you guys. Hopefully maybe they're just gonna wait until today to cast their vote. Let me see if there's any other news about that before I move on to my next. They're saying they think it's going to be about 5,000 people that show up. And the primaries usually have a low turnout, but this is an important primary. Okay, if they don't want to have her as a choice on the ballot, they need to get out and vote. Okay, Dolton residents, you need to get out and vote if you don't want to see your girl Tiffany Henyard on the ballot. Period. Okay, this is your only chance to make your voice heard. Voting today, FBI Friday, waiting like vampires. Okay. Okay, I got you. Before I get off, I just want to let you guys know. I don't know if they're planning to boycott MSNBC because of Joy Reid firing. But Joy Reid, and I'm gonna share with you tomorrow. Joy Reid, she did get on her social media channel, and she was crying profusely about herself being let go. Rachel Maddow, she said she thinks that the network made a huge or grave mistake, and I think Maddow has been disingenuous. If you want Joy Reid to continue her term at MSNBC, give some of that $30 million that you make. Just a smidgen, probably what, 5% of your salary. That was Joy Reid's salary. I think Joy Reid was not even making $1 million a year. Let me see. Oh, my mistake. So 10% of your salary would have, you should donate 10% of your salary to Joy Reid, and you will save a black woman's job. Okay, so stop it with the madness. Joy Reid was making $3 million a year. They said Reid was one of the highest earning person at MSNBC. I want to point out, you guys, if you could say I was the one of the highest earning people at MSNBC, there is a gap though. Rachel Maddow, she was making $30 million, or is making $30 million. Matter of fact, she took a pay cut. She took a pay cut. I think she was making 35 million, and they said, oh no, we got to decrease your salary to 30 million. Okay, so, and then you have Rachel. She was on prime time 5 days a week, but she had guests filling in for her. She was only showing up one day out a week. They renegotiate her salary. They said, no, you have to come in 5 days out of the week because our ratings are low. So I guess not Joy, but Rachel Maddow, she pulled in the ratings. I don't know how, because they ratings was crap. Now, in Joy Reid, I shared with you guys yesterday. So she was crying yesterday since her show was valuable, and she thought her show was valuable. and probably to the 65,000 people that will watch her during prime time. That's their audience, 65,000 people. Now, you have people on YouTube with less following than Joy Reid, less influence than Joy Reid, and they will tune in way more than Joy Reid. You get some of these influencers, especially on politics. You like Tyler, I think his name is Tyler Brian. Um, I think his name is Tyler Brian Conan or something like that. But anyway, he's a Democrat, but he has his own show and he has a pretty large following. Probably got like 3 or 4 million followers on his channel. If he goes live, he's he's making or bringing in viewers, hundreds of thousands of viewers. And you're on cable, a major cable network, and you can't even bring in 65,000 people on a nightly basis to tune in your show. So a lot of black women are mad about Joy Reid being tanked. They saying, "Oh, this is another slap in the face. You could have all these accolades, and they still will can you and rip, stuff from you and take away the things that you deserve." But let's get real. Let's not be delusional in our ways that we're analyzing what happened with Joy Reid. Okay, the networks, they get paid off of advertisement dollars. The way they could increase their advertisement dollars is based off your viewership. If you don't have viewership, those advertisement dollars are low. And if you're too extreme, your advertising people tend to stay away. It don't matter if you're left or right. If you're real extreme, they're like, okay, we're gonna stay away from this. And so that's probably what happened to Joy Reid. The advertisement dollars probably dried up because her viewership dried up prior to the election cycle. It has nothing to do with her being black. It has everything to do with her being likable. If you're not a likable person and if people are not attracted to you, it's hard to get people to buy into you. And the way they pay her salary is advertisement dollars. So, a lot of times with these networks, they're going to, invest in you and say, oh, yeah, you're proving that you can amass a following, and you're proving that, people like to tune in. But they track that on a monthly basis, weekly basis, daily basis. So if you're not constantly refreshing what you're saying and refreshing your show, if you're not constantly making sure and making changes and adjusting to, hey, how can I get my viewership to increase, instead of just going full out nut job because you just don't like the people that's in office, people are not going to tune into that because you're spazzing out. And I think that's what that's the case of Joy Reid. She set her own career down a spiraling path because she couldn't get away from just being not reasonable in how she evaluated the things that was going on in the political realm. She is I guess a political commentary or commentator. But when you spaz out like that and act all extreme, people don't like that. You're mainstream media. Now, we could do this on YouTube. We could act all crazy and talk crazy. You might get reported, though. I got demonetized. I got demonetized talking about transgender one time. Probably one of my highest view. It would have been my highest viewed video, and they took it down and they demonetized me. So, and then sometimes people just don't jive with that. I gotta face the facts. If I want to make more money, I can't be crazy. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things that Joy Reid needs to come to to Jesus with, and to get out the delusional realm. Hey, this is why my show was canceled. It had nothing to do with my skin color. It had everything to do where my show was going and my viewership. Okay, so tomorrow we're gonna show you some of the videos and some of the social media um, rea- reactions to Joy Reid reacting to her firing. I mean, she was crying profusely. You probably already seen some of the video, but she was in a very bad way. I don't wish bad. I think she's gonna bounce back. She's gonna be on somebody's show. They're gonna invite her to somewhere. I don't want her to be like all in a poorhouse, but she does need to have a come to Jesus moment and say, hey, maybe I need to do something to how I'm presenting myself, and maybe I could attract more viewership. And I don't want to hear you guys say, "Oh, at least she was being real. She was that." This is why being real don't pay the bills. Keeping it real went wrong. So keeping it real, you either want to keep it real and work for the white man in corporate America, because that's where who she you don't like the white man, but you want to collect the $3 million paycheck from him, or you want to keep it not and look, not keep it real, just keep it, hey, on an even level-headed field, and say, hey, I still want to collect my paycheck and not necessarily sell. Okay, I'm still gonna speak my mind and let it be known that. Okay, I'm still gonna speak my mind and let it be known that you know I you know I'm still a political commentator, and I'm still keeping it real. However, I do want to attract more viewership. I mean, that's something that she has to face. So, you guys, I really appreciate you. Make sure you like, and yes, Stephen, you're right. She will start her own podcast, and she probably will. She'll start her own podcast, and I think she'll do well. Don Lemon started his own podcast, and he's doing pretty good. And he does have all types of guests because he's still a respected journalist in the field. But one thing about Joy Reid, she gets on this trip where she's spreading misinformation, and she thinks it's okay, and it's not okay when she just be on a frantic type of thing, just spreading lies and wishing people that, you know, she thought Trump wasn't actually shot. It's like, why would you even regurgitate stuff that you hear on online, on social media, and you claim to be better than social media correspondents or commentators, but you're regurgitating that information. I don't understand that. But anyway, you guys make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. I'm sending all my good to you. I will talk to you soon.